Vic Lombardi, Altitude sports reporter and host, covers the Nuggets closely day in and day out. Vic, welcome in, and I'm sad to report to the audience at home that there is no long-lost relation in terms, like, you're not cousins, there's no background here, but you guys do know each other well, which is nice.
Yeah, and I'm sure at some point in our lives we all fibbed and told people we were Vince Lombardi's grandson. I know I did. Did you do the same, Michael?
I tell everybody my last name's really Smith, but when I got into football, I changed it to Lombardi to take full advantage of it. Why not? I had a big nose. I might as well use it. So, yeah. I think people don't realize what a common Italian name it is. But, Vic, the Denver Nuggets are on a 5-game winning streak. The Lakers have won 1 out of the last 5. They beat Golden State in the last game. Tell me what has been the main reason why this Nugget team this year has got this mental fortitude that hasn't been there in the past. When they face challenges, they seem to buckle, but this year they don't.
Number one, they're healthy. This is the first time they've been healthy as a group since the 2020 bubble Western Conference Finals. And even then, they had a couple role players that were out of that series. So they are fully healthy. Every player that makes a difference on this team, on this roster, is healthy and ready to play. So you see what health does, number one. Number two, Mike, is this is a squad that picks up its senses from the leader, and that is Nikola Jokic. It originates with Nikola. He is one of those no-nonsense, never gets too high, never gets too low, poised to a fault almost, where if he scores 53, big deal. If he scores 3, big deal. Did we win or lose? That's his response. That's his reaction to every game. And that's the way the team is responding now. It's contagious. You could see the balance. You could see the fortitude. You could see the fight. It really is a team-wide notion that they act and talk like Nikola Jokic. I never thought I'd live to see the day.
And now just one win away from making franchise history and making the NBA Finals, and it feels more like a when than an if that happens, especially given that 149-0 thing with teams that are up 3-0 in a NBA playoff series. But do they have enough to get it done tonight on the road and sweep LeBron James and Anthony Davis?
Well, listen, I'd be lying to you if I told you I expected a 3-0 lead in the series. I thought Game 3 would be incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to win. I thought that, even as a Nuggets apologist. Well, they proved me wrong, and they're proving everybody else wrong. So at this point, I don't know what to think, to be honest. They're still the underdogs tonight, all right? The Lakers are still favored. Even though the Nuggets are prohibitive favorites to win the NBA Finals at this point, they're still underdogs in Game 4. It all depends on how much pride is in that other room. We all know LeBron James is a prideful guy, and I know he's going to try and get his team to play tonight. You don't want to get embarrassed like the Celtics got embarrassed last night. That's the last thing you want. But pride only carries you so far. I guess we'll find out if the Nuggets were to build a double-digit lead tonight in L.A., do the Lakers just bag it up at that point and say, okay, we're done? I don't know how to predict that. I know the Nuggets are out to win it tonight and finish it off. They don't want to test fate. They don't want to mess with that 0 for 149 number. Certainly not against this team. They want to finish it off tonight.
You know, I love Jokic's reaction to the reporter who asked him the question, were you surprised you played so well considering you didn't need this game? And he kind of did that double take, like, are you kidding me? We play every game to win. So, I can only imagine their sense of urgency is going to be heightened tonight, just as the Lakers would. But let's face it, Game 3, that was the Lakers' best shot, and they couldn't do it. So I can't imagine that the Nuggets won't play as well. Considering, too, Vic, I don't think Jokic is going to get in foul trouble like he did the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, and was the most amazing facet of that game, Michael, is, when Joker gets his 4th foul with 7:34 to play in the third, everybody on the Nuggets side is like doing the old gulp, right? The non-Joker minutes are most important. They actually finished off that quarter even par, and they did so with role players picking up their parts. KCP played a huge role in that. Aaron Gordon having to guard Anthony Davis during that stint was really remarkable. That's where the game was won. And when you have that kind of belief in your bench and your role players, when Joker's not in the game, just imagine when he's in the game. It's funny because, got a lot of remarks about Nikola Jokic in the first 3 quarters. Oh, my God, what's wrong with Nikola tonight? oh my God, he's getting toasted, he's getting cooked. And I kept thinking in the back of my mind, just wait. You know, it had the makings of a Joel Embiid Game 7 performance, but I said, just wait, give it time. And you saw what happened in the fourth quarter. Joker took over, erupted for 15 of his points in the fourth, got another triple-double. He's averaging a triple-double in this series. He averaged a triple-double in the last series. He's doing this against great teams and arguably against one of the greatest defensive bigs in the game. He is cooking everyone in front of him, and it's about time the rest of the country figured out how good this guy really is.
Here with Nuggets reporter of Altitude Sports, Vic Lombardi, and speaking to that point, how much on the national scale have we heard that nobody stays up late to watch the Denver Nuggets? People don't know about Nikola Jokic, even though he won back-to-back MVPs coming into this year and probably could have deserved another one this year over Joel Embiid. How cool is it for those of you in the Denver sports media market and fans to see what this team is putting together this year?
Well, it's been a tortured experience as a Nuggets fan for years. You know, this is 5 decades of Nuggets basketball where it is highly regarded as one of the most successful franchises in major sports not to have won a championship. It's not like this team has been, you know, completely without success. They've been to the playoffs. They have Hall of Fame background. They've got guys, David Thompson, Bobby Jones, Alex English, Dan Issel, that Carmelo Anthony, who just retired today. He spent some time here. Great players have come through Denver. They've just been unable to win it all. And most of their issues have come in the playoffs against the Lakers. They were 0 for 7 against the Lakers historically, 0 for 7 in the playoffs. 3 times the Lakers have knocked them out of the Western Conference Finals. So what an obstacle to overcome. What a way to do it against that team in their arena? Are you kidding me? This is a dream come true for longtime Nuggets fans. We call it hashtag Nuglife because it always ends poorly. Throw that out the window. We're going to change that hashtag entirely after this run.
You left out one great Nugget, the great George McGinnis. He was in the Denver Nugget there, too. You know, he was an awesome player.
Yes, he was traded for Alex English. George McGinnis, Alex English swap. So there have been a lot of great players.
Yeah, he also was traded for Bobby Jones. And we left out the great Larry Brown, coached in Denver with those incredible, lovely plaid jackets and pants that he used to wear for the games, Vic. I mean, we can't lose sight of the great Larry Brown either. I want to ask you this. Well, anybody who watches Jokic play and watches Embiid, is there really a doubt who was the MVP in your mind?
Come on, Michael. I mean, you've come on my show in Denver, and we've talked about this many times. If you held the vote today, it'd be Joker, right? I mean, but it's a regular season award. I firmly believe that the national narrative, primarily ESPN, stole a third MVP from Nikola Jokic. And it happened so quickly and so distinctly that it's sad because I believe it affected Nikola Jokic. He was at the point when all this stuff was happening, when it went from a guy that was going to win the third MVP overnight to, oh my God, Joel Embiid's taking over the race. I think Nikola Jokic hated the toxicity of that debate and understood that the Nuggets had a 7.5 game lead out west, and they really didn't need the best of Jokic down the stretch, and he chilled. He really did. I think he took his foot off the pedal. He didn't care. He really doesn't. And when I tell this to people, they say, come on, he's a competitor. He doesn't care about winning an MVP. He cares about winning an NBA title. That's what he cares about.
And he's got a pretty legit shot to do it. Thank you so much, Vic. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Vic.
All right, guys.
And it's one of those things where so many people were arguing, how can we look back and say Nikola Jokic won 3 MVPs compared to the rest of the players who have done this? Now we might look back saying, how did we not?
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.